What's happening, people? This is Real Comic Book Talk. Today we got ourselves a special guest. We got Demetrius, and he is from...
Yeah. Go ahead. I dare you. Try to say it.
I'm not even going to try to mess that one up. I'm going to let him say his own channel name and introduce himself, even though I already introduced him. Demetrius.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My channel name is taureanreign Reloaded. You can go and look that up right there. And I'm just glad to be here. You know, like I actually couldn't wait to actually have this conversation since I actually met up with this guy last month at the Shazam screening. And I was, and it's so crazy because, like I said, when I was in the theater and I was looking over, I was like, he looked familiar, but I didn't want to look like. He was like, who is this guy? And then when we walked out the theater and I looked at him, I said, do you make YouTube videos? And he said, yeah. I was like, I knew you looked familiar because I'm subscribed to your channel and I like your content. Yeah. And then he had found out what my channel was, and when he saw what my subscribers was, he was like, damn, you look...
You like our shit?
You like our...
Why? Who had this? You know? I was like, what the hell? Like, I thought I saw the joke. I was like, man, I typed it in wrong. No.
You feel some type of way, didn't you? He was like, you know what?
How you like our shit? I'm happy and I still understand at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, and then one day, I think you had put up the review for Shazam, and I had left the comment. I said it was good meeting you today, and you said we got to do a collab one time, and I said Endgame.
Definitely.
And here we are.
Definitely.
Because that shit was litter than lit.
Yeah.
Best 3 hours ever.
Yes. I second that. I agree.
Third.
Endgame.
Nah. Endgame was like that. We're here
when
to
Logan
talk
was
about
coming
that.
out, it took a while, so it felt like 3 hours. So I'm gonna say that was first.
Oh my God. Yeah. We're not talking about childbirth compared to the greatest comic book movie out there. It's two different things.
I'm going with childbirth. My boy.
Let's start off with this simple fact that
we're here.
Can this movie crush all box office numbers?
Yeah.
That's what I said. I said that I believe that Endgame will be Hollywood's first $3 billion global film.
Ooh, shit. I don't see why not, though, at this point.
And the reason why I said that is because I was looking at the numbers the other day. They said domestically on Thursday night, it made $43 million domestically. And overseas, it made like almost $150 million.
That's almost $200 million
so
right there.
This movie could probably crack almost $1 billion in its first weekend. I don't know if it's going to, but it's going to be close.
It's going to break records.
It's
Star Wars is number 2 from now on in franchise histories.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and I think this is the movie right here that they want so bad to dethrone Avatar. As far as
oh my God,
because you know that's been holding that's been holding the
number one spot
for 10 years now. And you know what's so interesting about it too? You know what's so interesting about it too? Zoe Saldana is in both of these movies. So imagine she's in the movie that dethrones the movie that's currently holding that one.
So imagine her agent say, "Look,
Agent Blue.
I make nothing but $1 billion movies,
Exactly.
record movies.
It's
so
a win either way. So.
I need a pay raise. Goddamn.
She better get a pay
The only
raise.
difference is in one movie she's blue, the other one she's green.
She's
You're like, all you gotta do is say, look, if you put me on orange, you'll never know what happened. Let's make it happen.
Okay, so let's get into the movie a little bit. Let's talk about this dang
$3 billion?
This 3-hour powerhouse movie. Okay, what was the most standout scene that when you first walked out the theater, you were like, yo, I got to go back and see this again? Was there any scene?
Everybody knows what the scene is.
What?
Everybody knows what the scene is.
Say what is it?
Everybody knows what the scene is. He's about to have my back. It's about to be lit. Here we go. What? No. What was that, Kanye?
You wanted to pause? We gave you a good old pause.
What?
Dramatic entrance. Here we go.
Right.
like some music, like a drum roll.
That was the worst dramatic music though. It's like soft porn. This is bad.
That
I don't think it was
music.
I don't think it was that. You wanted drama? Here you go. Go ahead and tell them about how you liked all these parts where it was time traveling.
No, oh my God.
No? Oh, wait, no?
Yeah,
Nobody? No.
Everybody got quiet.
Okay, crickets. All right, then.
All right, go ahead and say it. When Captain America picked up had that hammer fly back to him. Go ahead and say it.
That was one of them.
But that's not what he said was his number one. It was one of them.
That was one of them.
was one.
But the best part definitely was when they brought everybody back, and Doctor Strange had all the portals open up, and all the characters who got snapped came back. Yeah. All of the ones who got snapped came back. Yeah. I mean, you had Black Panther, Shuri, and Okoye walk out.
So much swag.
It's interesting that they had the royalty walk out first.
Yeah,
they had the royalty walk out.
Y'all know
first.
who we are.
And I remember I was in the theater. Someone actually did yell out Wakanda Forever.
Oh, you did that too.
And then all of a sudden, when they came out, and I think what made me really like that scene almost brought tears to my eyes, because when they were all coming out and you saw Cap looking back in amazement, like, wow, oh my God, like he's like, all the people that I fought with or haven't fought with are coming out. And then when they were playing the theme music as they were coming out, it was like it was like watching a parade.
You know what it felt like? That first time you saw the first Avengers and they did that legendary shot when all the Avengers finally circled up.
Oh yeah,
that's exactly. You got the same. I'm getting the chills now. You got the chill. The theme music. You be like, shit's about to go down.
And actually,
you don't feel like that?
Yeah. Seeing the
all the people.
He saw the MCU. He saw the MCU
he was
come
like, well,
through.
this ain't gonna be as easy as I thought it was gonna be.
Exactly.
You know, and
he still whipped all their ass.
Yeah, he still took a lot of them out.
He took them all out, except for one. He took her out too with the Power Stone.
Except for two.
What two he didn't take out?
He didn't take
Scarlet Witch.
Oh yeah, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch.
He had to drop hellfire on her to stop her from actually about to kill him.
And I'm so glad that they finally used her the correct way and showing her true power set, because they severely underpowered her for so long. And it was in that moment right there, because it's like what I liked about when they all came out from after being snapped, they still held on to the memory of what happened before, leading up to that. That's why when she went up to Thanos and said, "I remember what you did," and he was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who you are.
Don't even matter."
She was like, "I know you," and then she like raised him up and was like literally picking apart his armor, and that showed her true power right there. That she is a force
he got
to
scared,
be reckoned with. That's when he had to call. He had to execute Order 66.
He had to. And everybody was like, "You about to kill all of us." I don't care. I don't care.
Save me.
Yeah, save me. Sacrifice yourself
and that's when
for the greater good.
And that's when one of the Black Order was scared. He was like, "But sir, do you know what that means? That could kill us."
Yeah, right.
Just do it.
He was like, "Just do it."
She was really killing his behind. She about to kill that fool for real.
It was so great. Everything about that movie was fantastic. But when that hammer hit Captain America's hand, and he went like this. I said it then. I'm saying it now. The motherfuckers was reading Secret Empire and just said, "We putting that in the movie." I don't know how, and I was like, shit.
Yeah, because it's like when Thanos was fighting Thor and Thor was on the ground, I'm like, who is raising up the hammer?
Right. That's what I thought.
Exactly. Because Thor couldn't do it.
Yeah,
his hands was pinned to the ground.
I was looking at his hands too. I'm like, come on, where's his hand at?
And then when we saw it going up and we saw it land in Cap's hand, we was like, what?
That was the first time I saw the dude in front of us go like this.
Yeah.
That was the first time I did. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that thing went through that movie pretty much went through the whole entire emotional spectrum and everything. To talk about a what moment, how were you feeling when you found out that Nebula was the one to link everything together? Not necessarily her, but unintentionally link everything together because she synced, her computer parts synced up in the future.
Brilliant writing, that's what that is. That's brilliant writing.
Just the fact that it's two of you. And your memories from the past is coming into you. It just
like they're sharing the Wi-Fi.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, it's the same person as she's mostly. What is she like? 70% electronic, robotic. So you got to think her systems are different than regular, human beings. So
they even said it like because they sharing the same something network. They pretty much try to make it space Wi-Fi.
I mean, but it does make sense that she's on the same frequency.
Yeah.
So if you're robotic and you're in the same frequency, then of course when she comes back, she's going to connect to that same exact frequency. So you're going to see each other. The only thing that is that it didn't go both ways until Thanos really got into her and started seeing everything. That's when she realized, hold on, he's looking at all of my memories. and it was done by then. She was short. It was over.
So here's a little thought. Somebody threw this ad at me when I was talking to him earlier at the convention. We were at a convention.
Awesome con. We'll be there all weekend.
And they pointed out something that if you notice, they brought everybody back to that 5-year mark. So
I talked to the same person, Andrea.
Yeah.
We did an interview with her. We did an interview with her at Baltimore Con last year. So go check that out. But yeah, Andrea Washington, she brought that same thing up to me.
She brought it up to me. Is the fact that if you notice, Peter Parker, all his people were the same age as him from high school and stuff. So you could only imagine that how many of those kids got snapped.
Right.
And when they came back, were still the same age. So how many people came back that were already snapped? That lets you know who did die, who didn't die, whether or not Aunt May got snapped or not. Will we find out in Infinity War?
Well, they showed her.
I mean, not Infinity War. In Spider-Man, Far From Home, they showed her, but we don't know if she got snapped. So that brings up the question, like we saw was Scott's daughter. She aged. She didn't get snapped.
She was like 17, 18.
Yeah.
At the
Right.
time.
So that begs the question, like, when they go forward in the MCU, will they bring up the point of who got snapped, who didn't get snapped, and all that?
Right.
Will it ever get mentioned?
Oh,
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even think about that, but that's a good question.
If you think about it, so that the question is, do you think half of his class probably is already 5 years older?
Yeah, everybody he grew up with, they all graduated high school and stuff.
Exactly, and
he's still in high school even though they born the same year.
So that means all the main characters from Spider-Man and Far From Home that's about to come back, all of them got snapped. That's the only way to explain it.
Yeah, they all got snapped.
They had to.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
Wow, he killed a lot of kids then.
Sheesh. It wasn't just kids; it was half everything.
I know, but think of the kids.
Are a bigger population. The baby boomers and all that. The younger you are,
Look how many newborns he probably killed.
Yeah, it's probably a lot of baby.
Could you imagine if he snapped and a baby was in the womb and dusted while in the womb?
Think about that.
Man, that went dark fast. That went DCEU dark real fast.
You're 9 months. You're about to be born and all of a sudden.
Bump that. You're the mother. You holding the baby for the first time. And vanishes.
That's
you
how
gotta
deep.
kill yourself.
That's how deep the movie got. And that's why they had it brings up the point of why Captain America was having the talks and everything, and he was in there. He keeps telling people to move on, but he knows deep down. You can't move on.
I'm telling everybody else to move on.
Speaking of that meeting, did you notice that was one of the directors?
Oh yeah, that was
the Russo brothers.
They always put themselves in the movie. They did it in Winter Soldier. One of the Russo brothers was Nick Fury's doctor. After he got pulled out the bunker. I've seen him before. I've seen him in other movies. I remember that was specific. Like they always put themselves in movies.
And also, speaking of cameos, we got Stan Lee's last cameo when they went back to the 70s.
Yeah.
That was his last. A lot of people thought it was going to be in Far From Home, but they said no, it was going to be Endgame.
Yeah, he drove by.
That's his last. Now, of course, I know they're going to put him in there somehow. They may put like a poster or something in there. But as far as him being physically there, Endgame was his last one. And I think it was like the better send-off because it's the last huge...
a lot of people will say
one of the last huge MCU movies.
But a lot of people will say though that Spider-Man: Homecoming should have been his last one. Well, Far From Home because he made Spider-Man. Spider-Man's big because of Stan Lee. That was like one of his big I'm here characters. Like I'm one of the greatest of all time characters.
Well, he actually kind of did get it with Spider-Verse.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
That joint was so heartfelt. He was like, yeah, it always fits. Eventually, and I was like, God damn it, Stan! I'm about to go be a hero. Fuck it.
I'm about to go be a hero.
I'm about to go save the world.
It can make you want to do more and everything. That's the whole purpose of a hero, to make you want to be your best person that you can be and help everybody else out in the process. Now, was there any surprises during the movie that you guys were just like, yo, I did not see that coming? Other than the obvious other than the obvious.
I was about to say.
Other than the obvious that we've all probably already covered before and everything that you've had time to think about it. You were like, you know what? I forgot to mention this in the previous video. So does anything come to mind off the bat and everything? Or are you guys still thinking? I'll let you
I will say, I thought when I saw Tony Stark die, I thought they was gonna do like a really. I thought they was gonna do like Batman vs Superman when they do the big funeral.
World one.
Yeah, I mean, because he was big to. I mean, he was the first one. Well, not the first one. He was the first one that everybody knew.
Yeah.
So like, oh yeah, and this is Tony Stark. He's done this his whole life. He's always been in the public eye. But to have a nice small ceremony, I did not see that coming at all. I know that's not a big ass surprise or anything. It was just like, I would just sit back like, wow, it makes sense because you only got his closest person, even the boy that nobody knows who he is.
I think what's interesting is that Tony Stark dying is like a foreshadowing of his movie. He was the one to kick off the MCU, and he is the one that actually ended. He's the one that saved everybody.
Yeah, he saved it all. He did it with the same phrase that ended Iron Man, the same phrase that ended his life.
And he was the only one with that vision. We know, I think it was an Age of Ultron.
Yeah, he's like,
when
I saw this coming.
He saw it coming.
Yeah, I told you he was gonna be the most important person.
And remember, like Doctor Strange said, it was like 14 million plus possibilities, but only one of them was going to happen. And he asked him again in this movie. He said, "Is this the one you were talking about?" He said, "It's best not really to ask because you don't want to know what it is."
Yeah.
Doctor Strange knew what was going to happen to him, but he didn't want to tell him because he knew Tony probably would like, "Do I or don't I?"
See, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, but he did when he went like this. Like,
yeah.
That's one. This is the one.
But you gotta think, like you said, if he would have said it, if he said, "Is this the one?" Said, "Yeah, but you gotta kill yourself." Mm-hmm. Do you think he would have said, "All right, look, you know what? I gotta do this."
He would have overthought it and then tried to come up with another way. That's what I think.
Right.
Because you're a genius like that. Even in high leverage, quick, fast moments, stuff like that, you are always calculating. But and especially when somebody gives you new information,
you can't calculate when you see Thanos about this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why he didn't tell him. Because then if he would have known it was coming, then he would try to calculate. Or if I do this, then that, and then by the time you actually make a move, it would have been and then it would all been wrong. But since he didn't tell him, and then let it play out, and then now you're in a situation, I got to make a decision right now, right fast, and you really not even making this kind of like a muscle memory because you've been a hero for 11 plus years. Right. Well, it was like 19 in their world because they went 5 years without it. Mm-hmm. But you've been a hero for 19 plus years, muscle memory. Take it, do what I got to do. You don't overthink it, things happen. Like when you play football, you don't overthink. When you playing, instead of trying to think of this and that, you just let your muscle memory take over. Everything happens and you perfectly fine.
I give you that.
Oh, also, I want to point out before anybody says anything, that little boy, not the little boy, but the half-grown teenager, whatever guy, that little boy, that was the little boy from Iron Man 3 that he helped out after his whole house blew up and he was in some kid's basement. That's who that boy is.
Let me ask you, do you think he's going to play any type of part?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because remember, Tony did give him...
Yep. Oh, yeah.
He equipped his whole little...
Yep.
His garage.
His garage with a whole
no
system.
Doubt. He was at the funeral and they showed him for a reason.
Yeah.
No doubt he will at some point be...
Show up
he won't be Iron Man because they're not going to be disrespectful. But he's going to be something with an Iron Man suit and have a whole other name.
Yeah. Iron Man suit?
Or something close to it.
Right. His own variation of it.
Yeah, not a Iron Man. Something that flies and shoots stuff. He's gonna have it.
Did you guys have a surprise character that you guys were like, oh my goodness, this person stood out? Like for me, it was Nebula and Scott Lang. They stood out.
I knew Nebula was gonna really stand out because I follow this. I'm not sure if you are familiar with him, but you may be Comics Explained.
Yeah. It's my guy right there.
Like. I knew that she was gonna stand out because I watched his whole series that he did on the Infinity Gauntlet, and Nebula played a huge part in that movie, in the comics. Yeah. Now in the movie, I thought she was going to do it, and first when she had the gauntlet, I thought she was going to do like the comic and put it on, but then it wouldn't have worked because they didn't have Adam Warlock. Because he would have had to been the one to get it off of her because she went crazy when she put it on because she couldn't control the power. And of course, I knew Ant-Man was going to play a huge part because he had to get out of the quantum realm. Now, how he got out of the quantum realm
that pissed me off.
Because it was like we was trying to figure out for months how did he get out? Like who got him out? And it was a rat.
Like
a rat playing.
This what blew me though, right?
That made sense to me.
This is blue because at the end, at his end credit scene,
don't overthink it. Keep it simple. That's the MCU way, isn't it?
Yeah, it is technically. Yeah, it is. But the thing is, like, at the end of the Ant-Man and Wasp, when he said, hey, make sure you stay away from the time pockets because you want to get lost in time. Yeah. Everybody was thinking, oh, yeah, it was a throwaway. People like who was really listening, like, oh, yeah, he's got to go through a time pocket because he get lost, go through a time pocket, find a way out. And then that's why he ends up in the future 5 years in the future where they go try to make another plan to get out. Right. That's what everybody was thinking. Right. And they just simply said, yeah, somebody accidentally tapped on the keys perfectly and got him out.
Perfectly. It was just perfect.
Yeah. Like the rat accidentally hit this button while he flipped the switch and hit another button. It was all in perfect sequence for him to fly out.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense to me. I thought that he was maybe going like
makes perfect sense to me.
Find a way from in there, to do something. I knew he was going to play.
But I think that actually works because when you think of Ant-Man, he's like the comedy relief.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty genius that they used a rat of all things to get him out because that's the last thing we would think to get him out.
I'm just glad they used an ant. They would have used like some ants walking by. I would have lost my shit there. I would have lost my shit.
I think that would have been
that's too on the nose. That's too on the nose.
That's why I said keep it simple, and the way they did it was just right.
And I thought it was interesting too when he got out of the quantum realm and he looked at those columns and he saw his name on
there.
Oh yeah, he freaked out.
That's surreal right there. You looking for your daughter and you see yourself.
You see your name on it, but I think he was more glad to see that his daughter's name wasn't on there.
Oh yeah, when we saw his name and I heard
that's why he ran home. And that's why he ran home. That's why he ran home to see if she was there.
I was surprised she wasn't with him when he went across the country to dang.
Why would you take your daughter and you know you about to get in a fight?
Why would you leave your daughter? You've been away from your daughter and she grew up for 5 years.
You need to protect her. You would feel that way.
I would have took her with me or something. I wouldn't have left her. I wouldn't have left her alone.
First of all, she's been with me for 5 years, so she can take care of herself. That's number one. Number two, I'm not going to bring her into dangers when I know that this is about to go. Like, I'm pretty sure he
didn't know. No, he was making a hypothesis about what he thought could happen.
I'm pretty sure that you can find like what happened. If you got a whole thing that say the Vanish, and I'm pretty sure that Tony Stark, Captain America, everybody told him, all right, look, this is why everybody vanished.
But remember, he didn't going across the country. He was going to find him. He didn't.
Yeah, he would
call him on the phone first.
No, I'm saying he could you can Google information and all of that stuff. I'm like, you can find the some event that when half the world is gone, you can Google it 5 years later what happened. Especially when people who have first account there was still
details about the specific exact details about what happened.
Because Captain America is about transparency. That's what the entire Winter Soldier was. You can't hold secrets back. You got to let the people know so they can make their own decisions. And he was going to tell everybody.
You just need to hope that your Wi-Fi is better than Thor's Wi-Fi, so that you can get all the information and everything. Man, what they did to Thor.
Yeah. What you think about
that?
Right. I mean, just his.
Did it?
It did.
I thought he was going to be a major part.
I didn't feel comfortable.
He was.
I mean, before.
I didn't feel comfortable.
Before he met his mother and realized he was still worthy, he was lost. He was completely lost.
Yeah, he was unworthy. He was unworthy. He knew it. Well, he felt it. He wasn't actually unworthy. He just felt it.
I think that was dope. That before him and Rocket ended up leaving Asgard, that he reached out for his hammer. To get his hammer back.
To see if he was still worthy.
Yeah.
Right.
And when he found out he was.
It was so funny because his mother looked at Rocky and said, it takes a while.
Yeah, once he got worthy and he came back, and when he was holding two of them, both, Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, oh my goodness, it was on and popping. Did you guys appreciate the fact that they gave a shout out and a nod to like every single character who's been in like any MCU movie?
Are you talking about the end credit thing?
No, I'm talking about like every character that was in there. They showed like Jane again. They showed the mom.
Yeah, they said it was going.
They showed like Loki 2-3 different times or whatever.
And everybody swore he would see that. Everybody was like, "Oh, Loki better not be there." You know how many countless people. Loki better not die. He's the best one. He better not die. So they made it sneaky where he
survived because he
survived.
Exactly. He got a space on there and he's out.
Exactly. So it's like they threw out. Well, he may still be. Yeah,
Thanos really killed him that first time.
Yeah, he was really dead.
But now that Loki that never actually had to go through Thor Ragnarok and Thor the Dark World and none of that stuff. Right. It's just a Loki that was. Just
got bodied by the Hulk.
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah, that Loki's still out on the run. So he's still villainous.
Loki that died actually was changing. You know, he was.
Yeah, And now
this Loki is
he hasn't changed yet.
He's the one that we all come to know and love.
exactly.
He was the best MCU villain for a while.
Yeah.
That Loki.
Oh, that's what we need.
But you know what? I actually was listening to something today, and they actually made a good point. They were saying that they're probably setting up for the Disney streaming shows.
Yo, they are.
A lot of these characters.
Yeah, they are.
Loki included. So they was like, Loki's disappeared. So the next time he appears, it's probably gonna be in his show.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes.
All right then.
I mean, he's a good everybody will. That's when you selling a streaming service.
You gotta have something.
You gotta have something. Loki is perfect because everybody loves him
Oh,
or hates him.
Oh, that's
Loves to hate him.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a good way to wrap it up for us right here this time. We'd like to thank Demetrius for coming to visit us out here at Real Comic Book Talk. If you got any comments or anything that you saw in there and you want to get talking about, leave it in the comment section. If you like what you see, hit the like button. Don't forget to check out his channel too and go subscribe and like his stuff too because it's awesome.
Yeah,
Duh.
it is.
It's totally awesome.
Swagger.
Yo.
You want me a soda?
No.
If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you love what you see, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell for notifications on our next videos dropping. Also, if you haven't already, go see Avengers Endgame a second time,
2 or 3 times,
a third time, if possible.
Get it to that 3.
Probably
Get
not
it to that
this
3 billion.
Oh yeah, not this
Probably
weekend.
not this
you're
week.
not gonna-
Probably not this
Don't
week.
worry. You can easily call out on a Tuesday. Go see it.
Call today. I think I'm gonna be sick Tuesday.
You can start coughing Monday like that.
Yeah.
And by Thursday,
Next thing you know, you're in there watching Endgame. Enjoy the movie. Go see it as many times as possible. Until next time, guys, we are out of here.
deuces.
Yeah. We in the club, we partying. We in the club, we partying. Yeah. How much ice you got? I don't know.
Get it,
None.
all this man.
I cannot miss like I am the ace. Electrocute you, then I leave you with aftershock. Getting angry, then I turn to Incredible Hulk. Bite and bog, chop it down like